A Quran recitation to start the event many Afghans have been waiting for decades. Face-to-face peace talks between the government and the Taliban. United States Secretary of State Mike Pompeo flew to the opening ceremony in Doha, Qatar, and urged the warring sides to seize the opportunity.
Look, the choice of your political system is, of course, yours to make. In the United States, we've found that democracy, notably the principle of peaceful resolution and rotation of political power, works best. Democratic systems reflect the choices of the majority while protecting the human rights of everyone.
Everyone. That includes women and minorities. Their rights have been largely neglected by the Taliban. It's just one of the several points the two sides disagree on. The use of violence is another. The chair of the High Council for National Reconciliation called for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire.
We have come here with goodwill and good intention to stop the 40 years of bloodshed and achieve a countrywide and lasting peace.
But the Taliban have long worried that reducing violence could give them less leverage at the negotiating table. In their opening statement, they instead focused on their desire to include tenets of Islam in any future Afghan government.
In this ceremony, I request and I hope that both sides pay attention to the provisions of holy religion of Islam.
The warring sides offer two dramatically different versions of a post-war Afghanistan. But the leaders meeting today stress that violence is no path towards a harmonious Afghanistan.
Well, for more on these historic peace talks, let's cross now to journalist Ali Latifi in Kabul. Ali, thanks for joining us. What are negotiators on both sides hoping to achieve, and where do you think we might see the biggest sticking points?
The biggest sticking points will obviously be around a ceasefire because, the Taliban are hesitant to declare a nationwide long-term ceasefire. They have declared 2 ceasefires in the past year or so. Previously, the government also initiated a ceasefire, but this will be a major, major sticking point. And then for the government, a major issue for them is sort of retaining this idea of the republic and making sure that their seats are secure. Because, there are a lot of people within the government that the Taliban and other groups and even people within Afghanistan, might find suspect. We're talking about former communists, about warlords, about people who, as young people, parachuted in from foreign countries and don't necessarily understand the cultural and religious and aspects of the country or the languages. So these types of people are very afraid for their jobs. So maintaining the republic is also very important for them. So these are the kinds of things that could really sort of hold up the talks.
All right, and now the Taliban has said it wants an Islamic government that is also inclusive. One of the interesting things that's going to come out of these talks is that the Taliban is going to have to clearly lay out their political vision for the country. What are we expecting to hear?
This is the thing, is what we hear is up to them, because this has been the question that has been asked of them, of their supporters, of other groups within the government or within Afghan society who have sort of similar views, is that what does it mean that you want an Islamic society? Because all aspects of Afghan society are based on Islam, whether you're talking about the laws or the constitution or the education system, everything has to fall within the parameters of Sharia and Islam and Islamic jurisprudence and all of these things. So the Taliban finally has to be upfront and say, when we mean an Islamic system, this is what we mean. Because, for instance, they're in Doha. In Doha, women work, they drive, they go out to shopping centers, they have shisha, they go to cafes, whatever. So if they're trying to sort of implement what they did in 1996, it'll kind of fall flat, because they'll be like, you were just in this country for all these years where women had these sorts of rights.
All right, and now after almost 2 decades in Afghanistan, the U.S. has agreed to a timeline for withdrawing foreign troops in a February deal with the Taliban. Are these negotiations expected to produce the kind of results that the U.S. and its NATO allies are hoping for?
That's exactly what the US wants. And, the way when it was announced that Mike Pompeo would be coming, that he would be flying from Washington for these talks, that's how people envisioned his role, is that he would be the enforcer, right? Almost like the principal in a school full of unruly children, ensuring that they come to an agreement and ensuring that they lay out the steps on both sides necessary for the US to withdraw and for Donald Trump to be able to declare that he was finally the US president to end the 20-year involvement in Afghanistan. So this is very, very important for the United States as well.
All right, journalist Ali Latifi, thank you.
Thank you.